Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of XIllia. In the last episode, we ventured up here to Cambalar. Cambalar is the next town that we needed to go to. We need to actually go meet with the king, and we learned some valuable life lessons from Jouv to Elise. Elise learned a very life lesson-y thing in the last episode. But since the last episode, I have equipped better gear for all my characters. I went ahead and bought that fire weapon that I was talking about in the last episode. I bought that fire weapon for Jude. My shop levels are very high level right now, so we're going to go do that. But first, we're going to actually come over here to the mountain slide car. This is an easy way to get up to the palace itself, so that way you can just come up here and just teleport, essentially. But as you guys can see...
that was the rumored mountain slide car. That was quite the view.
You sure like high places.
But as you guys can see, there's a line outside. But if we all cut line and come up here front, cutscene will activate.
That's quite the line.
I guess this king really does listen to his people.
The King of Auj Oule is well known for his charisma. It is said he unified this strife-torn country on the strength of his character alone.
A guy like that is sure to help us.
Charisma only goes so far. If his government is secretly producing children like Elise, then he must answer for it.
Thank you.
Sorry, we were getting antsy.
No, this is actually perfect timing.
Are we good to go with the wyverns?
Yes, I got royal approval. And something incredible happened when I requested an audience for Mila.
What is it?
When I told them your names, they said His Highness was looking forward to meeting you, too. Are you all famous in Rashagal or something?
I don't think so.
Perhaps word of the tournament has reached His Highness. What a great honor for our clan. Anyway, I need to head back to Shandu to ready the wyverns.
Quite the unexpected welcome.
It's not a trap, is it?
I have a bad feeling about this as well.
You do? It beats not getting to meet him at all.
Keeping secrets from us again?
Of course. I have to maintain my mystique for the ladies.
What does he mean?
They say men with secrets are attractive or something. I'm not exactly the right guy to ask.
Come on, let's go say hi to His Highness.
Alvin, we really need you to be straight with us.
Don't worry. I know you've put your trust in me.
But it looks like now we have a audience with the King of Auj Oule. So now we need to go inside his palace.
Considering the size of his country, Gaius's castle is actually pretty modest.
I think that's admirable.
Very admirable indeed. Now let's go inside Castle Gaius here and go meet with King Gaius himself. Now, we need to go and have him answer to all the questions that Mila has for him and regarding the research center where Elise was brought to. But if you come across this grand hallway and come up to these two gentlemen here...
Halt! Citizens seeking an audience with the king are to wait in line outside the castle.
We were told the king wished an audience with us.
Is one of you Lady Mila?
That's me.
Very well. Please proceed.
What's the holdup?
I don't believe a doll is appropriate at a royal audience. I thought we might leave it here.
You sure? It's okay.
I'll hold that for you.
Now, let us meet this king.
What are you doing here?
I am Jouv the Immovable. of the Chimeriad.
The Chimeriad?
4 warriors in personal service to the king. To think Zhao was a member all along.
It is a great honor to meet you, former Chief of Staff Ilbert.
Ah, and you are the Ebon Wing of Auj Oule, Wingle the Nova.
You must be the King of Auj Oule.
My name is Gaius, King of Auj Oule. Welcome, Maxwell.
You have requested an audience with the king, have you not? Now please, state your business.
Boosters made in your country have already fallen into Rashagal hands. If a war were to break out between your nations, then the results would be catastrophic for everyone.
Oh. And you came all the way here just to tell me that in person?
Yes, Your Highness.
We're planning to destroy one of Rashagal's weapons, a really big one at that. Once that thing's gone, we know that Rashagal's king wouldn't dare declare war on you. In fact, we hope that you might, help us?
Is there anything else?
Yes, there is one other matter we'd like to discuss. It is in regards to the booster laboratory within the Royal Hunting Grounds.
Is it true you once abducted orphans for this facility, and then you performed experiments on these children?
Well, I didn't see that one coming. What does any of this have to do with you, Spirit?
I am Maxwell. It is my duty to protect both humans and spirits alike.
Really? Spirits protecting humans? Now that is quite an interesting tale.
You forsook your duty as king, and then you toyed with the lives of your own people, didn't you?
The laboratory is entirely my responsibility. It was a haven for those children. They would have died without it. You imagine it as a mad scientist's lab, but I assure you the experiments were entirely humane.
You expect us to take your word for this?
But I was...
This girl, she was that test subject?
Yes, she was.
Even in Hamil, Elise was forced to live in a tiny room. Don't you consider that
cruel?
Well, yes.
Tell me something, boy. Have you ever considered what it takes to achieve happiness?
To achieve happiness?
Yes, to try and live a satisfying life. How do you think one can achieve that? Do you even know?
Well...
It takes freedom to make your own decisions, and to form your own beliefs.
Exactly. It takes freedom.
Well, I disagree. When a man loses his way in life, the ground beneath him starts to slowly crumble, until there is nothing left.
What do you mean, nothing left?
A man who cannot find his way becomes trapped. The more he struggles, the deeper he sinks into uncertainty. True happiness comes from following a noble path across an entire lifetime, without getting lost. My country does not produce failures. It is the king's duty to show his people the proper path. I must keep them from becoming completely trapped. Now, let me tell you in no uncertain terms why I've called you here. Maxwell, I know you stole the key from the laboratory in Rashagal. Now hand it over immediately.
No, I won't. The key was not meant for human hands. When faced with the power that can destroy the entire world, no human can control him or herself.
It seems as though you haven't heard a thing that I just said, Spirit.
Something about royal guidance and noble paths. I've heard it before. You humans never change. I've watched you for 2,000 years.
All right. Then why don't you just tell us where the key is?
What?
Alvin! What are you doing?
But you can't!
Alvin.
Sorry, guys. I'm just doing my job.
Alvin, who did Maxwell entrust the key to?
The handmaid Ivor. He's probably sulking back in Nia Kara as we speak.
Al, what are you doing here?
Hey, Pressa. Long time no see.
Pressa, what is it?
Ignore them. Give your report.
The Rashagal army has invaded Hamil.
What did you say?
I'm afraid the casualties are high. Those not killed were captured. They were then sent to Rashagal. We also found evidence that the power of a great spirit was used upon the village.
A great spirit? But no one has successfully summoned the 4 great spirits for 2 decades.
Impossible. I would have known if the 4 great spirits had been released. Could it be the Lance of Kresnik? Is it possible that Nautical has made a new key?
If that's the case, then we're declaring war. Send word to all the clans. I am going to crush anyone who dares to harm my people!
Well then, we will no longer have any need for the likes of you. But if His Highness were to have the Spirit Maxwell as his captive, even the unruly clans would be forced to bend their knees.
Miss Elise.
Tipo, no! Well, don't just stand there! Come on, run!
Capture Maxwell. Recover the test subject.
Oh boy, how the tides have turned. Well, we need to get out of here. But first, Skid. Troublemakers.
Mission accomplished!
You knew that we'd have to escape, so that's why you left Tipo with the guard.
Yes, I knew that it would end up being Mila who treated with King Gaius. And when Mila fully expresses herself, well, I figured something would happen.
I see why you were cautious.
Yep, just as predicted. Oh, I know what that's called. That means Mila's a troublemaker. Yeah, Mila! Did you hear the whole thing?
I can't deny the truth of your words, but there is one thing I'd like to add. By that definition, wouldn't Tipo be a troublemaker as well?
Well,
I guess that's...
What? You're not gonna defend me?
Well, he is. But no time to talk. Let's get out of here. We have to escape Gaius' castle. But first, we have to beat up the guards. But yes, it looks like things have gone south right now. We have to leave the castle because, well, apparently Gaius wants more than just our help. He wants us. He wants to get control of the Lance of Kresnik because he thinks that it's his right as a person to use his strength to make control of that. But it looks like also Rashagal has invaded Hamil. And unfortunately, there's a lot of casualties in the middle, so we have to find out what is going on there. And not only that, well, it seems like the power of the four great spirits has been awakened again. So that only means one thing: the Lance of Kresnik was used, because the four great spirits are inside that lance. So that means they've been using the lance. So we have to hurry and stop Rashagal before they do any more damage. But also, we also have to take care of these Auj Oule guards here in the palace, because, well, they're on our way, and honestly, these are brand new enemies. That's why I'm showing them, even though they're reskins of other soldier units and everything. Don't worry, we will stop fighting soldier units before too long in this game. That's one thing in particular that we're going to be running into a lot, is these soldier units. But alas, let's go on right here, and there's going to be a guy right there in front of us, but I don't know why I walked right into him. I think I was wanting more experience points. But we have to actually leave Cambalar now, because now we're quote-unquote wanted criminals, because we defied the King of Auj Oule. So now we're not only wanted criminals in Rashagal, we're now wanted criminals in Auj Oule. So now we gotta get out of here. We gotta actually go back to Shandu and just get back on the wyverns, just get the heck out of Dodge, you know what I mean? So, we're just gonna go ahead and leave the castle.
So, Alvin really was a big fat liar.
I assumed he had his reasons, but this time he took it too far.
Stupid traitor, let me at him! Why would he betray us like that?
I'm afraid even I can't read his mind.
How could he do this to us? He better not show his face around us again.
So now we need to actually just leave Cambalar. But first we have to go through the gates, but the gates look like they're locked.
It won't open.
If we can reactivate the 5 control stones, we may be able to unlock the gate. Pour your mana into the stones until they glow red.
Just like at Fort Gandala.
The gate will not unlock, however, unless we all activate the stones at roughly the same time.
Wait, I've never done anything like this before.
Don't worry. Just use your mana as you would when casting an art.
There's no time. We've only one chance.
Let us begin.
Uh-oh.
Done.
Already?
I'm finished too.
Same here.
I did it. Come on, come on. I'm so sick of holding everyone back. Why? Why can't I do it? Mila!
Leia, relax.
I'm not good enough for this.
Quit thinking you're inferior to anyone here.
Thanks.
You can do this. Let's continue.
Okay. Yes!
Hurry up, you two!
Now we really need to get the hell out of Dodge. Let's get out of Cambalar. But first, there's going to be a major fight up ahead.
Nobody leaves me behind at a party.
Grosso, was it? If you've been Gaius's henchwoman all along, then you've been after us ever since we escaped Fenmont.
Al sold you out to His Highness way back in Nia Kara.
He was on your side the whole time.
Hardly. That man's no ally.
Huh?
I'll leave our relationship to your imagination. All I'll say is this. Al drifts from one group to the next like a ship without a compass. Trying to plot his course is impossible. Serves you right for trusting him.
It's obvious that the Lance of Kresnik is the greatest threat if war breaks out. Surely Maxwell realizes this.
Your territorial squabbles are of no interest to me. My only concern is keeping that thing out of human hands and preventing a miserable end for us all.
So high and mighty. It's time someone broke your arrogance.
Enough! You didn't become a veteran of countless battles through meaningless bloodshed. Has your youth gotten the better of you?
Don't lecture me on age, Ilbert. Your ways are old. Therefore, you falter. And then you flee.
What just happened?
A sudden burst of mana.
He has a booster!
Why? Who are you?
Elias, Saibon Punyukaida, Tiyaude Sevon Priyande.
What? Is that Longdao?
Sohun Susu Maxwell. Wizun Kichiodo. Why? Ordio and Wanda?
I warn you, he's quite strong like this.
Can't understand a word he's saying, though.
No matter, you'll understand soon enough. Once we're all finished with you.
Yep, we are fighting two of the Chimeriad, Wingle and Pressa. Pressa is level 30, and she uses water attacks, so her weakness is fire. And Wingle is level 32, and his weakness is earth. So if you have any earth-based attacks, you'll do well against Wingle. If you have any fire-based attacks, you'll do good against Pressa. This fight is surprisingly really tough the first time playing. Mainly what you need to do is, I honestly think taking care of Pressa first is probably top priority because she is an annoyance. Honestly, when I play RPGs, I always get rid of the annoyances first. And Pressa is, in fact, that annoyance because she uses long-range attacks and it will do area effect damage too. So you need to really make sure that she is down for the count as soon as you can. You are without Alvin in this fight, so having Breaker is not an option. You cannot use it. Another thing you need to watch out for is that they can use linked arts too. So be careful of that. Since there are two of them, they can use linked arts, and it's just as devastating as when you use a linked art against an enemy. Also, be careful of Wingle's area of effect attack too, which does a lot of damage. Not only that, it will confuse you or paralyze you. Actually, I think that's paralyzed. I'm sorry, I meant to say that. Be careful that. Also, an ideal partner for this is Leia, because Leia has resurrection ability. So if any of your characters die, like Rowan and Mila here, I have to actually use a life bottle in order to take care of them. It's better to have Leia, honestly, for this fight, for your healer, because she can revive people at this point. Eliza isn't at the point yet where she can learn resurrection yet. But Leia already knows it. So we need to make sure that she's on your healing for right now until Elise can learn it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. We're almost done with Pressa. Pressa's almost down for the count already. I'm using life bottles as much as I can. Don't be afraid to use life bottles if you have to, because life bottles are like candy. They're easy to replenish and everything. But like I said, be careful of Wingle. Wingle is very mean, and not only that diving move that he just did, that Phoenix diving move right there, will cause you to be stunned for a little bit. And you don't want to be stunned because, well, like I said before, it leaves you open for an attack. and he'll just unload on you like he did Rowan there. It's really bad. You don't want to be in that situation. You want to stun him because, well, it frees shots on him and everything. Another good thing to have for this fight is to be linked up with Rowan, because Rowan has that magic guard ability which will protect you from Press's bullcrap, so be careful of that. So just keep on waiting. Once one goes down, it becomes significantly a lot easier, because you don't have two annoyances happening at once. But there we go. We've taken care of Wingle and Pressa.
Really changed. And his speech, too.
As mana dramatically increased, there can be only one reason, a booster.
So without further ado, after we've beaten them, we've gotten a couple of good items, and we got a good level ups too.
I feel much stronger.
What now?
Still want to play, do you?
Wait!
Don't try to stop me.
No, look!
I suppose our time is up.
Running away again, Ilbert? It's because you ran last time that King Noctigal ended up the way he did.
And with that, we've finally gotten out of Cambalar. But first, we have a skit here, and this is a rather sad one. Tragedy at Hamil.
Is it true Hamil was attacked?
I'm surprised that you would care. The people of that village treated you horribly.
It's true that we were bullied a lot. But there was a man who gave us fruit, and a woman who put a blanket over me so I wouldn't get cold. They didn't deserve to have horrible things happen to them.
I see.
And having a great spirit running wild would be so scary. It was the Rashagal army that attacked, right? Why would they do that?
I don't know. It seems we'll have to head to Rashagal to find out. And more importantly, to ensure the tragedy of Hamil is not repeated.
Yes.
So as of right now, Hamil is attacked and everything. And from word of it, there are no survivors in Hamil. So our next objective is to simply just go to Shandu. If you open up your, actually we've got a couple of Lilium Orbs here. Yeah, we have a couple of Lilium Orbs since the last fight because we actually leveled up a level. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out our Lilium Orb. Now, if you open up the world map, though, the only destination we can go is Shandu. It won't let you go anywhere else, because the reason why is because there's actually a cutscene in Shandu, so that they want you to watch that cutscene first before you do that. I'm also trying to see if there's any skills to equip, and there's a couple on Elise that I actually wanted to do, so I went ahead and did that. But, alright, so now our next destination is to simply just go back to Shandu. But first, we have a skit here. The skit is, well, if I can find a spot to get away from enemies, the Chimeriad.
So Zhao is one of King Gaius's henchmen.
One of 4. They're called the Chimeriad, because each member embodies a different weapon of the Chimera. Wings, horn, stinger, and fangs. I've heard rumors about them.
Like what?
It isn't public knowledge, but 2 years ago, hostilities broke out on Shrade Island. Rashagal sent 120 elite soldiers, but the rumors say they were wiped out by 4 enemy agents.
4 people defeated 120 soldiers?
Sounds like we shouldn't wake the beast.
That's scary to think about. 4 people can beat 120. Well, I mean, like, 6 people as of right now. We've beaten, like, I don't want to say about 300 already. But then again, that's a completely different scenario. That's like 120 at once. This is like 300 over the course of 20 hours into the game. I don't know how many hours we're into the game, but yeah, that's not a fair comparison. That's actually kind of scary. If you can beat 120 enemies like all at once, that kind of reminds me of the 1,000 Heartless fight from Kingdom Hearts 2. But that's an entire different beast. But anyways, we're actually going back to Shandu, so it's just pretty much backtracking at this point. I don't really have anything else planned for this episode. It was just for the rest of it's just me going back to Shandu. And then we don't even activate that cutscene that I was talking about because, well, that's for the next episode because I actually need to tell you guys about the next episode. In the next episode, we are going to be doing, it's going to be another side quest episode. So there's not going to be too much plot progression. I think as much as story plot progression that we do is going to be us watching that cutscene I just talked about when we get back to Shandu. That's literally it. The rest of it is we have so many side quests that are open to us right now. And another thing that I have to mention, Chapter 2 of Tales of XIllia is going to be the chapter that has probably the most side quests. That's why there's actual episodes dedicated to that. And not only that, Chapter 2 is home to the most missable side quests. So that's why I'm doing this as much as I can. Like I said, this is 100% Let's Play, and I'm trying to, you know, help out anybody who's actually trying to get that trophy, which is complete 90 side quests in the whole entire game. There's actually 108, I think, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, I'll put up a annotation on the screen right here, but it's about 108 side quests altogether in the game. But as you guys can see, Shandu is the only way you can go, and you can actually just go through the entrance in which we're going to right now. So I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, the next episode will simply just be another side quest episode. So there's not going to be too much progression, but like I said, I'm doing this just for you guys in case, you know, this helps out for anybody. But with that, I will see you guys in the next episode of Let's Play Tales of XIllia. See you guys later.